Hello everyone and welcome back to Interchange 2 Unit 6. In this episode we're going to be working with Grammar Focus B, Requests with Modals, and Would You Mind. So let's just jump right into it. So first thing, as we saw, we're going to see requests with modals, and this is the structure or the formula that we're going to follow to make those questions, to ask those questions. So we have modals plus pronoun plus a verb in the base form. This is extremely important, plus the complement of the question or the sentence. So let's see some examples. It says here, can you turn the TV off? You see here we're using a modal verb. So we have modal, pronoun, verb, and complement. Modal, pronoun, verb, and complement. Modal, pronoun, verb, and complement. So we are following the same structure that we have here. Can you turn the TV off? Could you take off your cap? Would you clean up the kitchen? However, something really important to remember is that modal verbs do not admit conjugation of the verb. Check the following mistakes. We're not supposed to do this. This is completely incorrect, and I'm going to show you why. So it says, can you turning the TV off? This ing form here messes up the sentence. It makes it incorrect. So you cannot say, can you turn the TV off? You say, can you turn the TV off? Or, can you to turn the TV off? In here we have an infinitive. This is a gerund, this is an infinitive. We cannot use infinitives with a modal verb, so this is incorrect as well. You have to say, can you turn the TV off again. And finally, for example, if we have the pronoun she, we cannot use the s here to add the s to the verb, because it will be conjugating the verb to turn, and since we have a modal, we cannot do this. It would be incorrect as well. So remember, we do not conjugate the verb of the sentence when we have a modal verb present on it. All right, very good. So here we have a series of situations which require you to request someone to help you with any of these things. So make some requests based on the following situations using can, could, or would. What are the situations we have? First says you're thirsty. You need water. You know, when you're thirsty, it's because you need water. The music is too low. You can't listen to it well. You forgot to feed the dog. Oh my god, the dog should be hungry. You need the salt. Let's say you are having dinner with your family and you need the salt. So how would you request it? You want a friend to visit you, to come to your house, to come and like have a good time, and you want someone's phone number, right? So take your time, take 2 or 3 minutes to write different requests for all of these situations, and then I'm going to show you some examples after you finish. All right, let's go. Okay, cool. So here are some examples. They don't have to be the same as the ones you wrote, but yes, you have to at least respect the structure of the questions. For example, can you give me some water? So we use the verb to give here. Or could you turn up the music because it was too low, etc, etc, etc. All right, perfect. So now we're going to learn how to make requests with would you mind, the expression would you mind. And as you see here, when we use would you mind, we start with would you mind plus a verb, in this case in gerund, not in the base form, and the complement, of course. Let's check the previous examples we saw with the normal modal verbs with would you mind now. So would you mind turning the TV off? Would you mind taking off your cap? Would you mind cleaning up the kitchen? So as you see, this is very easy and it's pretty simple. You just use the expression would you mind, then the verb in ing or gerund form, and then the rest of the sentence, which is pretty simple. However, there is something really important to remember here as well, and it's not only the gerund, and it's that when we use would you mind, remember that it means do you have any problems doing the action that is mentioning here. So if I ask, would you mind turning the TV off? It's like, do you have any problems turning the TV off? Therefore, if we want to answer positively to their request, we do it with a negative statement. For example, will you mind buying the bacon? You know, if they say, will you mind buying the bacon? Do you have any problems buying the bacon? So you say, not at all. It's like, absolutely not. I don't have any problems. That's what it means. So when you answer negatively when you answer with a negative statement to a request with would you mind, then what you are saying is that it's okay, that you are going to do what they are requiring you, what they are requesting you to complete. All right, very good. So what we will do now is to transform the following requests using would you mind. So here we have the list of the same requests we saw in the previous exercise, and we are simply going to change the modal verb that we see over here with would you mind, and of course, since the verb is in the base form, then we are going to make it a gerund. We're going to transform it to an ing form. So the first question here, the first request says, can you give me some water? It would change to, would you mind giving me some water? So I want you please now to work on the rest of these requests and transform them to using would you mind, and once you're ready, then we will continue. Take 2 to 3 minutes to transform these sentences. Are you done now? Very good. If not, please pause the video, but if you are done, then check it out. These are transformations. So we have, would you mind giving me some water? Would you mind turning up the music? Would you mind feeding the dog, please? Would you mind passing me the salt? Would you mind coming home today? Would you mind giving me your phone number? Very good, excellent job. You're very intelligent. All right, so let's move up. Next and finally, do you remember this picture from Jake that he had a disaster, a total mess in his house? So imagine that you are Jake's brother or sister, all right? And you need him to take care of organizing 3 problems in the living room. Please ask Jake politely to do the things you mentioned using phrasal verbs and would you mind plus gerund. The phrasal verbs we learned in the previous lesson in Grammar Focus A, and I want you to use would you mind to ask Jake to take care of some of the situations in here. For example, if we look at the radio, which seems to be very loud and we have to reduce the volume, we can say, Jake, would you mind turning down the music, please? Would you mind turning, ing, turning down the music, please? So in that particular sentence, I used the phrasal verb turn down and would you mind to ask the request. So write at least 3 sentences from this picture combining would you mind plus gerund and the phrasal verbs that we learned in the previous unit. And with that, we will end today's episode. Thank you so much for your attention and see you in the next video.